What if you could know what an animal is thinking or feeling? It sounds pretty out there, right? Well, today we're going to dive into a technology that's getting remarkably close to doing just that. It's called a digital twin, and it's basically a virtual copy of a living being. We're talking about technology that can monitor, predict, and even understand an animal's inner state. And believe me, it is completely changing the game for animal health and welfare.
Just imagine this for a second. A farmer's phone buzzes. It's an alert, but it's not because a cow is already looking sick, it's because its data predicts it's about to get sick. I mean, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? Well, guess what? It's not science fiction. It's happening right now. And the craziest part is where this idea came from. It wasn't dreamed up in a biology lab or on a farm. Nope. The origins of this tech trace all the way back to one of the biggest challenges in human history, the space race. So yeah, let's find out how sending rockets to the moon led to healthier cows right here on Earth.
So to really understand how we can create a digital copy of a cow, we have to start our journey, believe it or not, with a spacecraft.
So what exactly is a digital twin? Well, it's way more than just some static 3D model. I want you to picture a living, breathing virtual replica. It's hooked up to the real thing with sensors, and it's constantly being fed real-time data. It creates this amazing two-way street. The physical object, the real-world twin, is constantly updating its virtual self, and in turn, the virtual twin helps us understand and optimize the physical one.
The origin story here is absolutely fascinating. Back in the 1960s, NASA actually built exact physical replicas, or twins, of their spacecraft right here on the ground. You might remember this from the Apollo 13 crisis. Engineers on Earth used this twin to figure out solutions before radioing the instructions up to the astronauts, and that's literally what saved their lives. The idea evolved from there, and in 2002, Dr. Michael Greaves gave it the official name digital twin. And now, with all the power of IoT and AI, this concept has just exploded.
And that explosion has taken the idea from just machines to the world of biology. Now, before we get back to the farm animals, let's bring this concept a little closer to home, to you, because the medical field is now building human digital twins.
Think about this. By creating a virtual model of a patient's heart, or even their whole body, doctors can test how that specific person might react to a new drug. They can practice a super complex surgery over and over before ever making a single cut. This is the beginning of hyper-personalized medicine, where we can catch diseases before we even feel the first symptom. So, if this tech can do all that for human medicine, just imagine what it could do for animals. All right, let's head over to the farm and see how these digital twins are starting a full-blown revolution in agriculture. You know, the big shift here is moving away from what's called herd management to something new, precision livestock farming. The old way was to treat the whole herd as one unit. You based your decisions on the group average. If one animal got sick, you might have to treat everyone. But digital twins, they flip that completely on its head. Now, it's all about individual, proactive, data-driven care for every single animal.
So how does it actually work? Well, it usually starts with something simple, like a smart collar or an ear tag. These sensors are on 24/7, constantly streaming data. We're talking vital signs, movement, you name it, straight to that animal's digital twin. Then, the virtual model, which is supercharged with AI, gets to work analyzing all that information, looking for tiny little changes that could signal a problem. And the second it finds something, boom, an alert gets sent right to the farmer.
So what is this technology actually listening for? I mean, what kind of data is it collecting to paint this incredibly detailed picture of an animal's life?
It's tracking an amazing amount of detail. You've got the basic vital signs, of course, heart rate, body temperature, which give you a baseline for physical health. But it goes so much deeper. It analyzes behavior. How much is the animal eating? Is it ruminating, chewing its cud like it normally would? Is it walking less? It can even detect big events like a sudden fall or a fight with another animal and send an alert in milliseconds.
Now, just monitoring physical health is already a massive leap forward. But the next step, this is where the technology gets truly revolutionary. Because it's not just about physical health anymore, it's about welfare and even emotion. I think this quote really just nails it. It's not just about collecting data to be more productive. It's about using AI to give humans the power to truly understand the animals they're caring for and to make their lives better.
So how in the world does it do that? Well, it analyzes what scientists call an animal's affective state, which is really just a fancy way of saying its emotions. AI algorithms scan video feeds looking for incredibly subtle facial cues, like tiny muscle movements, the position of the ears, or how wide the eyes are.
They even look at body posture and the way the tail is moving to figure out if an animal is feeling calm, stressed out, scared, or frustrated. It's like giving farmers a window into the animal's mind that was just never, ever possible before.
Okay, so when you combine this incredibly powerful predictive health monitoring with this newfound emotional insight, the impact it has on a farm is, well, it's nothing short of profound.
And this really brings us to the core benefit. It's a total shift from reactive care, which means waiting for an animal to get sick and then trying to fix it, to predictive care, which is all about preventing the disease from ever taking hold. It's so much more effective to catch a problem from a tiny change in behavior than it is to wait for a full-blown infection that's already spreading through the herd.
And the results really do speak for themselves. When you can treat an individual animal early, you don't need to use mass antibiotics nearly as much. Farmers can give each animal precision nutrition that's tailored exactly to its needs. They can make smarter breeding decisions using health and genetic data. And they can catch nasty diseases like mastitis, which is a really common and painful udder infection in cows at the absolute earliest stage. All of this dramatically improves not just productivity, but the animal's overall welfare.
Ultimately, a technology this powerful doesn't just change the farm. It really has the potential to change our entire food system.
So here's the bottom line. A digital twin basically acts as a living health record. It's not a static file, it's a dynamic, real-time story of an individual animal's life. And in a very real way, it's giving a voice to beings that can't speak for themselves. It's translating all their subtle biological and behavioral cues into a language we can finally understand.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As this technology gives animals a voice, a way to tell us how they're feeling and what they need, how is that going to change the way we farm? And maybe even more importantly, how is it going to change the way we think about the food on our plates?